Okay, so here is our follow-up video from our last oxalic acid vaporization that we did last week, December the 23rd. It's Sunday, December 27th today. Here in Tennessee, we got a beautiful day. Had some snow, had some very cold temperatures, but today, as you can see, the sky is blue. We've still got a little bit of snow holding on, but it's a really nice day. Sun is shining bright, and it's actually pretty warm. Got a cold wind blowing, but pretty warm. The bees are out, and they're getting some flight time today, which is always good to see in the winter time. But we're going to do I'm going to just show you a mite board here. This again is the third oxalic acid that we did, vaporization that we did this year, fall and winter, and we're going to take a look at this mite board and see if we had much of a drop. Okay, so before we take a look at that mite board, just thought I'd take a quick shot of a little bit of honeybee action going here in and out of this hive. Thought you all might want to see. There's one just landed on my hand. Taking a little rest there. You might think, if you're not a beekeeper, you probably think, well, it's December the 27th, it's winter time. These bees do not get out this time of year, but they actually do. They take advantage of warm days like today, especially after it's been just brutally cold the last several days, last 4 or 5 days. We had some snow here in Tennessee, not a whole lot, but we did have some snow here, and they do get out on these warm days and take advantage of it, as you can see. Little honeybee fact for you: they do not use the bathroom inside the hive. They do not defecate inside the hive, so they use these days to get out and do what we refer to as a cleansing flight. And right there you can see they're pulling out a dead bee. Bees do die in the winter. They'll drop down to the bottom of the hive, and on days like this, they'll use, there she went, she's flying off with that bee right there. They use days like today to clean the hive. They'll get out any trash, any dead bees, they'll pull them out and dispose of them. Okay, so here's one of the hives. It's got a screen bottom board. We have this mite board in the bottom, and we'll just slide this out. There's a dead hive beetle. Not going to make it to spring. So you see a lot of this stuff on here. This is there's a little bit of pollen that's falling out of the hive. You'll see some wax, just debris that falls as the bees move around in there. Things are going to fall, trash is going to fall, and those screen bottom boards allow all the debris to fall out of the hive. We close them up this time of year to help with insulation and heat. You'll see a little bit of that powdery stuff there. That's some of the oxalic acid from our treatment the other night that fell down in here. I'm looking at this board right now, and I know it looks like there's a lot of stuff on there, but that is not, those aren't varroa mites. That's just, like I said, that's either pollen or wax that's falling out. Again, this is a hive beetle, a dead hive beetle right here, a small hive beetle. I do not see any varroa. Oh, there's one right there. So that's a dead varroa mite right there. And just got blown off the board there. It's a little windy today. So this is good. I don't see any really other than that one. That may be one right there. Yeah, that's one varroa mite right there. So 2 varroa mites from our treatment that we did. This again was the 3rd treatment. We did one in late September, one in middle of November. Of course, they still had brood, and for those of you that are not beekeepers or you're new to beekeeping, you want to do your oxalic acid vapor is great to use for killing varroa mites. It does not kill varroa mites that are under the wax capping, so that's why you need to wait until the end of December to do another treatment, because by then the hive is mostly broodless. Any varroa mites that are in your hive will be outside. They'll either be on the bees or they'll be out moving around in the hive, so they are vulnerable to the oxalic acid vapor treatment that you're going to do and that we did last week. So we killed a lot of mites in late fall, and I think this last treatment here proved that we killed mostly all of them. We got a good mite drop. There weren't very many on that board, so I'm feeling pretty confident, pretty good about these bees going in to the remainder of the winter, and getting ready to bring them out in the spring. We put a little bit of dry sugar on all of our hives the other night, and I was pleased that each one of the hives that we popped the top lid on, it was warm that day, so we weren't getting into the freezing cold time, but each hive had a good cluster of honeybees. So that's what you want to see this time of year. Honey stores were still pretty good, but we went ahead and put some dry sugar on too, just to give them a little extra. There's a very dark bee right here. We can get her back to the boy. She didn't like that. It's about got me. It's really amazing how incredible the sun is. You know, the last several days we've had temperatures way down, you know, in the low 30s, the 20s, down in the teens even. You get a little sunshine out and these bees get to moving just like the rest of us do. You see them, that's another dead bee that they just flew out of there. Okay, so I feel like we've done our due diligence this year with our honeybees. We've definitely tried to kill as many varroa mites as we can. We've been consistent with our oxalic acid vapor. That's after the apivar strips that we used back in the summer that I was not pleased with at all. Probably will never use them again. Just really wasn't pleased with the effectiveness of them, especially when you compare it to oxalic acid. That just seems to be the #1 treatment that we have available to us right now, as far as just ease of use on your bees. It does not harm or hurt your bees, and it is it's very effective in knocking out varroa mites, which is our #1 enemy in beekeeping. So honeybees are looking good. They're out flying today. I'm really happy to see the activity we're witnessing. That's always a good sign. And you know, we'll see. We try to do what we can through the regular season to make sure our bees are going to have the best opportunities to come out in the early spring, late winter, early spring, and have a good honey season. But you never know in beekeeping. I was talking to a new beekeeper the other night, and I said, listen, you're going to lose bees, things are going to happen. There's beekeepers that are far more talented and experienced than I am at this, and they lose bees as well. So, but as long as you try to do your best as far as taking care of royal mites, making sure your bees have good nutrition in the dearth times of the year, in the dry season, and just good strong queens, that always helps produce good strong bees. So anyway, thank you all for following our videos, our pages, Instagram and Facebook, and thank you for following our new business, Upper Cumberland Bee Company. You can find us at ucbees.com. But hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Looking forward to a Happy New Year. Hope your families are healthy and safe. And again, we appreciate you following us here on social media. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.